Hi, my name is Tor, and I'm a coach. I'm a psychedelic aided holistic development coach. That is the best way I have found to kind of compromise the composition. I smoke. I do a whole bunch of things that is not good for me, and I don't really work out. Yet, I have a body that looks like I do, and there's a specific reason for that. So, I wanted to talk to you if you're a coach. If you are someone who wants to really help other people become better in life, reach their next point, reach their goals, or just get started on one, whatever it is. Because I might not have all my habits in order, but if there's one thing that I could say that I really understand is human consciousness. And I'm not saying that as I understand human consciousness, but I do understand how people think. I do understand psychology because I don't know. I tried to figure out who I was. And in that, I read a whole bunch of books. I did a whole bunch of things. I learned a whole bunch of shit that just became a part of me. And because of that, I have a few things that I picked up along the way that I see is benefiting me insanely. And I wanted to share that with you because there are a few things, coaches specifically, guides, or light workers, or whatever you want to call them, people who are helping people actively. You know, there are a few things that they do, and there's a mix of things that should be done and should not be done, according to my humble opinion. Right? All of this, all of what I'm about to say in this video and the other videos that is about this topic is about what I have observed, what I experience, what I do, and not a this is what you should do. The first is listening. People don't freaking listen anymore. If you're one of those people who always have an opinion, always have something to add to the conversation that will top whatever is being talked about, something that you experienced in your life, and now there's like, I have to say this now. You know the type. You know the type. Either you are triggered right now and you feel like I do that sometimes, or you're like, yeah, right? Why? I never get to the point. Yeah, you never get to the point, do you? Because there's always someone who have something to add. That's why I'm making videos, because it's easier for me to get to a point when you're not interrupted all the time. So if you are a coach, I suggest you listen. Don't talk. See it as a sales call all the time, where you are only there to listen for insights and not information. Information is something you just get a whole bunch of things and you pick up on one word and you think about that one word until you can toss it in. And meanwhile, you haven't heard anything about what the other person has said, right? Because you had that one thing in your mind that just wanted to get out. So get into the habit of just arresting yourself, even before you even open your mouth. You're going to feel like you want to open your mouth, but then you're just like, there it is. Now I will shut up. This works tremendously well in a psychedelic experience as well. If you are a psychedelic integrator or a trip sitter or whatever, and you're just getting into it, the best thing you can do, the best thing, is to shut the fuck up. Let the people have the experience. Because everyone loves to talk. About themselves especially. This is not bad. You have done things in your life. You have done things that you're proud of. Maybe you don't even see it as proud, and you want to share it. When you share it, you're tapping back into that amazing feeling. You're back in the experience. That energy comes back to you, which is then presented to me, the listener, or whatever else person is on the other side of that conversation. They will feel the energy that you are currently feeling based on the fact that you went back. You went back to that amazing moment. But what if I was to say, oh, I remember I did the same thing. You know, I was coming down this hill and I was sliding down. It was epic and stuff, but then I crashed and now I'm bleeding all over the place and I'm trying to stay like a macho and not cry in front of my friends. And I'm just, you know, tippy-toeing back to the house to try to clean up the blood and get out the rocks. I don't know where that example came from, but that is one of my experiences. The thing is, after that, after you have gone into your memory, you're going to be like, where were we? What were we talking about? That's not what you want. That's not what you want. The listener or the sharer, the person who was originally going into that memory, they're now sitting there with that thought. God damn it. Oh, I felt good, but now it's like, I have to be polite and listen to this interjection. But don't do that. Don't do that. Let people talk. And it goes in anything in life. If people have something to say, you just being there, you just listening to what they have to say, really, intently, genuinely, authentically interested, then I promise you, most people just need that. If you have that one skill, my humble opinion is that you could be a coach. Because honestly, what does a therapist do? They sit there and they listen. They take notes. Sometimes it's not even what you said. It's like, this person is crazy. Prescribe medication. I don't know if therapist does that, but you get my point. If you are just listening to people, really being there with them and getting into that journey where they are telling something that is passionately important and loving for them, like something that they hold dear and cherish, be honored. You'd be fucking grateful for being there and just sharing that experience, because it's insane. So it's going to do a whole bunch of things. First of all, you're going to get fulfilled. You're going to feel like, oh my God, I'm actually helping this person. You're going to get inspired because you're going to probably hear something you'd never heard before. You are going to inspire the heck out of the other person because they are going to feel like you did the work while they actually spoke the whole time. I know, paradoxes. Gotta love them. And there's probably a whole bunch of others. But healing is also when you share. So if you get someone to share, and really in a safe environment where they trust you, that can heal them forever. That can set them on a completely different timeline in life. That is an SLS intersection. Because think about this. They come into the conversation. Maybe they're scared. Maybe they're insecure. Maybe there's something holding them back from being who they authentically are, which many people today, they're not authentic. They keep up the mask for what they want other people to see them as. You are literally then what you think the other person wants you to be. That's not a good place to be, right? Because you are always going to feel friction and feel like you are not belonging and feeling like something is wrong, feeling that inner fucking ugh, all the time, until you just speak up, set your boundaries, be you. That was a tangent. The thing is, if you're not you and you come into a situation where you're supposed to talk to another person, maybe even a stranger, then just going through that barrier in itself is huge. Huge. I don't know how to say that more explicitly. I mean, it's the first domino for many people. It is the bridge of bravery. They face the fear. They pick up that trusty pair of tweezers and they slay that internal dragon. And you took part of that. Take a moment and realize how fucking cherishable and freaking insane that is. I think I am over the top excited about coaching and psychology and just seeing people going through their barriers, but seriously, it's a moment of beauty. And all you have to do is shut the fuck up. If you have anything to ask about what they're talking about. Sometimes they will trip up. Sometimes they'll be like, yeah, so, oh, what was it? What was it? Was it a Hershey's? What was this? A Snickers? Oh, I don't remember. And then you're gonna see. You're gonna that just there. Very good indication that the person is uncomfortable. So you're like, chocolate is awesome either way. Doesn't really matter what type it is. But you were saying, where did you go after that, right? Because if you have been paying attention, you know where they kind of weird off. And it's kind of hard to go and reiterate your story for the first time, because there are going to be places where if you've never shared it with anyone, how are you going to share it? Because there's so many things going through your head in those moments that you share. Most people, you don't share the fact that you had a sandwich last Wednesday. You're going to share the fact that you survived a fucking bridge jump down whatever. You're going to share something epic. You're going to share something important. You're going to share something painful. You're going to share something that has meaning. And in those moments, you are bombarded by impressions. Everything, like the smell and the taste and the feel of the air as you were in this room that had that sound and all those things, everything is coming back. You have to be there as a guide, a co-pilot. If they get stuck up, ask about where they are to get them back on track. Literally, like you can ask 3 questions and people will speak for 2 hours straight. Sometimes they will do that from 1 question. How are you? I have one question in particular. If you are a coach, if you are someone who wants to start an epic conversation and you're going in with the intent of having an epic conversation, after a while, you're just going to be so good at communicating with new people that you're not going to think about it. But if you are setting up for an epic conversation, ask the person, what will it take to make this an epic conversation? Have them think how it's going to be an epic conversation. I can promise you that question is loaded. It's lethal, even. But yeah, that was 10 minutes about what coaches should and should not do. You should listen, you should not speak about your own things to top up the other person. Yeah. Also think that coaches should just bring out the best in other people instead of trying to instill their things. I would not call myself a coach if I was simply pushing people to do what I did. It's not how it works. I'm saying that because I know there are some of those as well. Well, until next time, leave your thoughts in comments. If you have any questions as a coach, as a guide, as a light worker, as a whatever, as a freedom fighter, as a freedom teacher, whatever, post them below and let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation. And then if you want other things, if you have, I'm going to just go from the questions or my intuition and just create videos about coaching because this is going to be an interesting topic to cover. Love your face. Take care of your freaking family, and I'll see you in the next one.